Now, a statement has been issued, and there's every indication that apparently we sent some emissaries to the Emiratis, that's Dubai specifically, and it was a follow-up to the issue of Nana Apia Mensah, who is the chief executive of Men's Gold, and his actions thereof. And according to a statement, we're told that it's a joint statement by the Ghana Police Service and the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, on the arrest of Nana Apia Mensah in Dubai. And it reads as saying, subsequent to the police statements of January 14, the update provides further details on the status of investigations into the Men's Gold matter. And the statement says that the delegation of apparently security and legal officers from Ghana visited the Emiratis, that's the UAE, between 16th to 19th of January, and the mandate of the delegation was to determine the nature of the legal processes against Nana Apia Mensah, the most appropriate means by which Ghana can have custody of him to assist with investigations involving his company in Ghana, and we know it's the Men's Gold issue. And prior to this, Mr. Apia Mensah was cooperating, we're told, apparently before he left the shores of Ghana, with the EOCO as part of investigations into a possible misdemeanor in breach of Banks and Specialized Deposit Taking Institution Act. That's Act 930, as reported to it by the Bank of Ghana. And it is the understanding of the Ghanaian delegation that Mr. Mensah faces the misdemeanor charges in the UAE and will only be made available to Ghana upon the final determination of his current matter in the UAE. His case is next due in court on February 2. We're told that February 2, usually the court won't sit in Dubai. But that also brings a question. We just sent a delegation there. We didn't do any prior perhaps fact-checking before we went there. We also have an embassy there, I believe, very strong one, because we have good relations with the UAE. But then the investigations seem to continue. And I have to start with you, Mr. Mensah, on this subject. It looks like the states seem to be doing something. They are on a certain action to make sure they bring him to book. But also we need to make sure that as a state, we get the facts right, and we are taking the necessary actions to make sure that the gentleman is also brought to the jurisdiction for the next step to be made.
Well, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that you know, these steps that are being taken obviously are necessary. I'm sure that the intendment would be for Mr. Mensah to be brought home so that he can face the full rigors of the law. However, I mean, to suggest that, you know, no checks were done before going, we have a strong mission in Dubai, so it was improper, if you like, for state security agencies from Ghana and legal officers to go. I disagree entirely, because the process of extradition, if you like, was what these officers had gone to initiate. Of course, if the gentleman has been arrested in Dubai for some offenses, then they have a right to determine through an appropriate forum, in this case the courts, as to his guilt or otherwise. My understanding is that the bail that was granted, the order that the court issued for him to be kept, expires on the 2nd, and so they ought to go back to court for some extension on or before the 2nd of February. And of course, if 2nd of February turns out not to be a working day, all it means is that you'll be arraigned at the next available working day. You know, but you see on
just
social media,
procedure, you say?
Absolutely. You see on social media the kinds of commentary that people are making.
You're saying it's unjustified commentary?
Absolutely. And it tells you clearly.
Who sets a court date on a non-working day? Who does that?
That is strange.
You see,
but you're a lawyer, so I don't know.
Is
it possible
a lawyer
that a court date could be on Let's say on a Sunday, for example.
Ordinarily, no.
Okay.
But so if second is a non-sitting day, the matter is ended because of that.
No.
And so what's a big deal?
But
Doesn't end the matter.
For us to send a delegation to the UAE.
But is it the delegation that set the court date? Is it the Ghanaian delegation that set the court date in Dubai?
As a matter of practice.
How?
Would you, is it normal?
For what?
I'm asking you.
But it's not possible for Ghanaian officials to set a court date in Dubai.
Yeah, that's true.
So why are we making a fuss? Why? But we know the reasons. It's the politicking.
But the thing is in the statement.
I
The
don't
statement
have
is coming from.
Yes, the statement that was issued by Ghana police says that the gentleman is due for court on the 2nd of February.
And people have
it's in black and white.
That,
I don't have a problem that there is some website that says that on that day the court is closed. And I'm saying that if on the 2nd of February the court is closed, does that bring the matter to an end? Because procedurally, if a date is fixed that tends to be a Saturday or a holiday or whatever, all it means is that the next available date that the court opens, the gentleman will be brought before court. But consistently, we are focusing on the minors. Because that's what is exciting.
You're not saying politics is being brought into this.
But that's exactly what is happening. Haven't you heard the comments that state security agencies have collaborated with the gentleman to get him out, and that this entire process is a farce?
Well, that's
haven't you heard it?
There's a narrative.
But
and it's possible.
But the thing is that
without any basis,
people's money are in there, and so people are anxious. So necessarily it could not be politically activated people who are making such commentary. Yes, sir.
If you recall, I was on your show with you when this men's gold matter came up.
And I remember that day you swore that there was no way you were going to put your money in.
Absolutely.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
That I was surprised that the gentleman had not been arrested at the time. Indeed, he was supposed to have been arrested way earlier. But clearly, because of the silo mentality of our security agencies, my duty is to just issue notices. Police Yoko is waiting for some complaint to be lodged before action is taken. And nobody has lodged a complaint, so the gentleman is allowed to be walking around. But, albeit belated, action is being taken. Okay? And if the gentleman has fallen foul of a law in another jurisdiction, and they've been able to get him to fall for some bait to get him there, the process ought to continue. So that if it is possible for him to be brought to Ghana, arrangements can be made between the Dubai officials. So
you don't think this was a wild goose chase?
At all, not at all.
All right. Was this a wild goose chase?
It was clearly a wild goose chase. I mean, we said it from
taxpayers' money spent.
We said it from the onset.
But that's not fair, he says.
Well, but you know, make the judgment.
No.
Because we have said
I'm
that.
asking you a question. How can I know?
We have said that. The minority had indicated this very early on through our ranking member for the Foreign Affairs Committee, Okujeto Ablakwa. On this your same network, I think it was on PM Express, where he indicated very clearly that Ghana has no treaty arrangement in as far as the repatriation of or extradition of a person of interest is concerned. And therefore, this delegation was bound to come back empty-handed. We said it. And yet, as always, they chose to defy, in this case, wise advice from the opposition. And they put together a delegation to go to Dubai. And of course, they have gone and they have come empty-handed, as we said. But Roland, in any case,
what's empty-handed? They've given us the updates.
What update have they given?
That the gentleman faces some other charges.
What documentation have you seen to that effect? Have you even seen a photograph?
Are you doubting the report?
I have my doubts. I truly have no reason to believe the communication.
Dr. Clement Apaak, MP for Busa South. Are you doubting the statement?
I do.
And the fact inherent or
I doubt the statement put out because
by the Ghana Police Service.
Yes. Have you seen any documentation, even in the form of a visual, indicating that indeed this our delegation, as it claims, had an interaction with Nana Apia Bensa. Have you seen that?
They never said they had an interaction with them.
But they said that they had gotten sufficient information. How did they get that information? Who gave them that information? Have you seen any document that has come to your attention or even to the public's attention to authenticate
Police documents,
all the claims that they have made
out in the public domain?
And is it not even interesting?
Unbelievable.
What do you mean is unbelievable? Look, in proper democracies, matters of this nature, reports are given.
Constant updates.
Exactly.
But
Because
that's the update that has been given.
investments and livelihoods are involved.
Look, what we are dealing with is a very serious matter. And he doesn't want me to say it, but we would say this is not politics. The implications of this extreme act of fraud that supposedly this young man has perpetrated on Ghanaians is yet to be measured, not just for the individuals involved.
Has anybody said that he's committed fraud?
Well, why are we looking for him?
Yeah.
I mean, if you take
Come to
people's
think of it.
investments and you decide to abscond and you fail to come and, if you like, fulfill your responsibilities, what do you call that? So the point I'm trying to make is that the trip was futile. It's certainly a waste of taxpayers' money. They have not provided any evidence to convince Ghanaians that indeed what they claim to be the case in as far as he being arrested and standing trial is credible. Until we get specifics about that trip, we have every reason to be suspicious about this whole enterprise. But if I may ask, why did we have to send? Why did we have to send?
People who make the wildest of allegations without proof?
What is the role of the
Apaak.
ambassador at large?
Dr.
What is his
Clement.
role?
Today.
Couldn't they have sent the ambassador
Dr.
at
Clement
large
Apaak.
You want proof?
to
Dr.
go and
Dr. Clement Apaak is member of parliament for Volta South.
But do you
And then I have Andrew Japa Mesa also in the studio here. And thank you, Andrew, a legal practitioner, member of parliament for Sekendi. Do you have an AstroTurf in your constituency? Do you intend building?
I want one.
Would you want?
I want
Absolutely.
one.
Yeah, because it's good.
I want one.
Yes,
I want one.
yes.
You want
In
one?
Bulsa South in
All
Fulbisi.
right. I went over the weekend. I went to one of the constituencies. I saw a beautiful one. So I was wondering. I said, if
Hook
this
me up.
could,
Hook me up. I
if
want
this
one.
could be done in our constituency.